Guys, thank you for allowing us the week off. Kendrick and I are back for another, I call it Atlanta Vineyard, but I like when you say Martha's house.
Yeah. Martha's house, baby. Yes.
I like that because it's like summer house, but we don't need to say, who's saying summer house, Martha's Vineyard?
Exactly. No, we're not doing all that. And plus they're black. You know, black people give a nickname to everything. So I feel like we've got to give them a nickname. So Martha's house. Yes.
Martha's house it is. Yeah, no, I'm not calling it all those names. That's too many names. So hi guys. Thank you for letting us take, well, I don't think you had a choice. We took the week off. I had to take the week off. I thought Atlanta was it was insulting how much of a filler episode it was. And by the time I would have had to record it, I was like, we're going to be moving. We're just going to skip it. And I'm glad we did because this week has some content.
Yes.
And I have thoughts. And as soon as we were about to hit record, Kendrick goes, I have thoughts. So we're gonna say some things, but before we do that, just know that there will be timestamps in the description, so you can skip to Atlanta if you want.
Which you shouldn't, because you should be watching both.
You should be watching both. They're coming right behind each other. Not like I watch them live really ever, but still.
Right.
But don't forget, guys, go to Kendrick's podcast, Reality and Comics 2, and leave him a 5-star rating and review.
You guys.
We can do it.
You can get me there. I believe in y'all.
We can do it.
And I am on, like, if you scroll down to, like, the host section on Emily, we make it so easy for you. Scroll down to the host section on Emily's podcast. I'm right there. Pia's right there. I'm right there. Just click on my name.
I've seen that.
It'll take you to all the podcasts I'm on. You can go to mine. Just leave me a 5-star rating and review. It's beautiful things, okay?
It's a beautiful thing. We need to get it. We need to galvanize everybody. I just said galvanize.
Ooh, look at you.
That's because of Patrick from Stassi's ex-boyfriend from Vanderpump Rules. Did you watch those seasons?
Yeah. You know, I'm always in and out. I just don't stick around with Vanderpump. So yes.
Yeah. When he says the only reason I know what galvanizes is because he uses that word and she's like, what? Right. But now I know what it is.
There you go.
But we need to do it, guys. Okay. Now, if you're already subscribed on YouTube, love you, mean it. But if you're not, subscribe, hit the bell, and that's it. We're done. Let's get into it. Let's just go.
Can I tell a 2-minute, like not 2 minute, a 2-second quick story? It's so funny because you posted that clip of us talking about OC, your newest episode. So if y'all haven't heard that, go listen to it. We made it worth listening to. Don't worry. I know, but I literally, my color scheme, especially when I'm around the house, does not change. So like I went and like showered and like changed clothes and stuff. The shirt I had on was the exact same color as the one when we recorded that one. And I had this blue hat on too. And so when I like I was getting on here to like record with you, I looked at myself. I just saw that clip you posted and I said, they're going to think I don't shower. So like I have to go run and change really fast. I was like, let me change my color scheme up just a little bit. So I'll put on this bleached hat that wasn't supposed to be bleached, but it's bleached. This bleached hat and a black shirt instead of dark blue.
That is
my color
amazing.
scheme does not change. So here we are.
I was going to wear a hat again because I'm still not fully set up. I haven't even like showered fully in the new apartment.
Yes.
We don't have shower curtains on the things yet, so I had to wait till the shower curtains got here. And so when you shower without shower curtains, it's a mess.
A mess, yes.
So I was like, I'll wear a hat and sunglasses again. And I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, it's going to look like I need, and by the way, guys, I do apologize. I swear I will start wearing makeup and doing my shit moving forward. It's been such a rough couple of weeks, man. It's been like a rough 2 months. It's just been busy. So
yes, I literally thought my thing was, I was like, okay, I might be able to get away with this. But then if Emily wears like, I was like, this is going to be the one time she comes with like a pink shirt on and like a yellow. I'm like, no, let me just change right quick.
Instead, I look the exact same, except I let my hair be down. Here at She Speaks Bravo, we believe that Bravo TV is a great form of self-care and therapy. I mean, look at me. I've been using it for over a decade, and I'm a complete mess.
What is this, honey?
I love that.
I'm Emily. Every week, I recap the latest episodes of your favorite Bravo shows, from Housewives to Vanderpump Rules.
We need to get more cosmopolitan. Hot-teeny!
So if you're not already subscribed, get subscribed and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. All right, Martha's Vineyard. I'll touch a little bit on last week because I wanted to touch on these things. It was basically just towards the end. Well, first of all, Simon gives everyone watches, which was the right move.
Yes.
That was correct. Do that.
I still got to get this watch.
Still got to get this watch. Yes. But Jasmine talks to Jordan once again with the whole, like, I just want you to find somebody and be open to somebody. And she's like, why is this so important to you? Like, why is my value so wrapped up in this? But Jasmine, it makes her self-reflect. Mm-hmm. And so we get the scene right as we cliffhang, I guess. They keep doing the cliffhang. Like, we know, like, we don't think they're coming back.
Right.
But she's saying how Silas is like, it's so great to be in a union. And she goes, but it could also be very isolating when you're in a group. And he's like, oh, okay. But we pick up on her struggling, saying she's struggling and crying, and it just endeared me so much more than I already was to Jasmine, and it then made me look even more sideways at Silas, because I'm like, why are you not letting her feel like she can have fun?
I have, you know, like, I've come on this podcast and I have basically, I've been like, everyone calm down about Silas. It's not that big of a deal. I think him and his wife are just like have clear boundaries and they don't want to overstep. This episode, I'm like, okay, I'm off the train. No. This is all bad.
It's getting worse and worse. It's like, it's getting worse and worse. Like, at the end of the episode and the next week.
Yeah. He had about 4 moments this episode where I'm like, ugh. And if anyone can ever, he still didn't take the attention off of Bria. Bria is still my number one most hated person in the house, but
and I think she's everybody's number one least liked person in the house. They're just like, God,
to get out of just. We'll get there.
Yeah. So the way Jasmine said this, I really liked. She's like, I never want to isolate myself because I need you guys so much, but like anything that I can't relate to with you guys on it, like it just doesn't feel good. And that's tough. I feel like that's probably a very common life problem. Like as you grow and evolve and no one else around you does, like you feel left out.
Yeah, exactly.
But
we've all been there.
Yeah, and Jordan has a lot of leeway for her. She's like, okay, I thought that she wanted to be this person, but I think she's just kind of ended up acting like this person. But Bria's like, she did it to herself. When I get married, I'm still going to be crazy Bria.
Hopefully you'll be crazy Bria in Germany and we won't have to deal with you on this show anymore.
With that Simon
Go
character.
over there. I will say, him dancing, though, was a highlight of the episode for me. That's exactly how I'm trying to be.
He's having a great time. He does not feel uncomfortable at all.
Oh no, he slipped right in there. He's like, no, I know y'all hate me, but I love y'all, so let's do this.
Jason starts to say something, and he gets the Dorit time lapse.
Yes,
like it's going on, and then finally Bria goes, "Spit it out, get it to the goddamn point." So Shanice is coming the next day. Amir describes Shanice as the person you get to get the party to the next level.
Boy, is she.
And that's a great, that's like an omen for what's to come. But I really don't want to blame her. Well, we'll get to the end. Never mind.
Because I have thoughts too. Maybe conflicting, maybe, I don't know, but I have thoughts.
Yes, I have thoughts. It's a little more, whatever. There's so much depth to this show. There's so many directions you can go with the thoughts. There's so many ebbs and flows. It's such a good fucking show.
It's so good. Yes. Anyone that doesn't watch it, I feel sorry for you.
Yeah, you're missing out on such a party. Bria gives a toast. And her and Jasmine start like making out, and they're like, all right. Amir's like, okay. And then she says to Jasmine and Silas that they're gonna like take them on in like the sex wars. And poor Amir is like, can you please stop. Like, I can't handle this. It's so disturbing to have to hear your friends have sex like every night. Don't.
I feel like I'm like one of the few people that this isn't like weird to anymore. Like I'm so used to it from like college that I'm just like, it happens, and I'm just like I'm so unfazed by it.
We needed to work on that.
I know
that actually may be a problem.
I know it might be. I need to. There's a lot of things we might need to work on with me that might be a problem. So
same.
We'll get there.
Same. They get back and dude, Bria lets Milo like just get out of the house. She just like opens her. I was so stressed out with them getting Milo. I'm like freaking out. So that's just, maybe I'm just a paranoid dog owner, but like the dogs, like my sister's dogs, when they get out, they go running for like, I don't even know where they think they're going. I guess Milo did just like run around the car.
But it's like, they're not where they normally are though. So like I would be like freaking out.
Saying.
Like it's not like he's like trapped in like the backyard. So you let him out in the backyard, fine. There's a fence, he's not gonna go anywhere. But that's they let him out the front. Like he's gone. Where is he?
I was so stressed out about that. But
me too.
But he was fine. Obviously Milo's fine. Amir and Jordan have a little moment on the couch where she's showing him a video, I think, of her apartment. And he starts like kind of a little rubbing. That's like a gentle rub on the skin. Simon and Bria don't even have sex, by the way. He's too full. He's like, not tonight.
Yes.
That was some justice. Exactly. You don't get sex.
No.
The next morning, Amir even goes up into Jordan's room and they have like a little morning chat. I mean, obviously, I would be like, I want to see them have sex for sure, just because it's going to be really, gorgeous. Right. But I guess Jordan truly thinks that like this is a platonic relationship.
And I keep forgetting she's celibate at this point too, isn't she?
Yeah, but I thought she was celibate, but like we're going to have sex.
I don't know.
I
would hope.
And she's also said things about Amir, like flirting with her and making moves and stuff. But maybe that was Amir saying that, and she wasn't. I don't know. But she has to know this man is interested.
See, I can't keep up because I feel like Jordan has like such strong reactions to a lot of stuff that people say. So like I don't know. Like next week we're gonna get the whole. I'm very curious about next week when we get the whole like y'all are objectifying me thing, because I want to know like what conversation start, because Amir seems to get like super pissed about it. So I'm like, ooh, what's happening there? But like I feel like every episode Jordan kind of has a strong reaction about something, whether we think it's justified or not is a different thing. But she has like pretty strong reactions. It just might be how she communicates. You never know.
Yeah.
But I feel like she's becoming the person. Ooh, how do I say? She's becoming the person that I think is great for a first season, but then once you get to like 2, 3, and 4, it's like, girl, okay, sis. Like,
I agree.
A fun show we go on vacation might not be for you. Like, you might want to change lanes. And so next week, I think will really kind of show us what is going on, because I think it's very different when it's something like, why is she telling me to be in a relationship or something like that, as opposed to like her feeling like objectified by all the men in the house. Like that's a whole nother thing. So we'll see. We'll try.
Yeah, and I want to reserve my judgment of that moment till I see what sparks it, because I have thoughts now, but I might be like, oh, never mind.
Right.
I don't want to exactly. Jason is talking to Jasmine in the kitchen. They have a great relationship. I really enjoy Jason's energy a lot. And he was like really supportive. He's like, I'm glad you spoke your truth because it was good for the house. But then Silas comes down and you could tell he's like he kind of says he's happy. I don't really know what he was like. He's like, I'm proud of her for something. I'm like, I don't know what. But then she burns their breakfast sandwiches and I mean, she burns them in a very interesting way. Like, how is just the cheese and where did you have them open?
Like what?
How did you do that? Because is the pan
weird.
Okay?
Right.
One
cheese
time
is something you don't want to burn on the skillet.
I was in college. In college, I was so stoned and and just didn't know exactly what I was doing, but I was at a friend's house. We were all wasted and I was extra high. Like I took a huge bong rip probably like 5 seconds before, and I was just like, I should not have been near a stove of any kind.
Right.
And for some reason I made a grilled cheese sandwich by just doing one piece of bread, the cheese on it, and then I just flipped it over, cheese up or cheese down. And everyone was like, Emily, I'm like, I don't know. I don't get it. And like
the question is, did you still eat it?
Oh yeah. Because it was then like amazingly like, it was like fried cheese sort of. And but the pan was destroyed. That was my point. The pan,
you had like an open face mozzarella stick almost. So that's amazing.
I had to buy him another pan because it was literally ruined. But it tasted delicious.
I know it did.
Mm-hmm. Jasmine checks in with Bria, and I feel like this was a good thing for her to say. She's like, I'm doing so much to check in with you guys and how you guys feel, but no one's really checking on me. And that is a good point.
Because it's a lot of judgment from the side.
Yeah.
They always like, her, we love Preston, but like Jordan will go to Preston or someone will go to, and they always like talk about the Coopers, but like no one is like directly talking to them, but they always send her to like handle the problems in the house. So it's like, this is very one-sided. So I'm glad she spoke up.
Yes. Shanice pulls up, and remember how I didn't like the way she got out of the car last time?
Yes.
Amir saved her because Amir like ran out to help her. Like, she's lucky. But I love him forever and ever, and he's amazing and he's everything. She knows Jason from past houses, like past summer houses. So I would like to get his take on her. He seemed a little quiet about her. He seemed like to not really have much of an opinion.
Right.
You know? Yeah.
I wonder if, see, this is where my like producer hat comes in, because I wonder like if he knows the stuff about the ex-boyfriend, so he's like, ooh, I want this to come up on the show yet.
Yeah,
Do
good
I need
point.
to distance myself a little bit? I wonder, like, if y'all are, because if that's like really your friend, then you're gonna talk to her no matter what. But if y'all are just like acquaintances, then it might be like, ooh, wait a minute, I'm about to be opened up to a whole new audience. I don't need this drama. I don't need the insecure fan base coming towards me. Don't need that. I get it.
Yeah. I completely forgot the whole thing with Alex. I forgot, like, it just so much has happened. I forgot because she's like, "Hi, Alex," and
because she's not always there.
Exactly, and so Alex, of course, is Alex, where he's like, "I don't just really he irks my skin more than anybody. He's so like conceited. That's I rarely use that word, but it's that he's like so full of himself and like uses that spirituality vibe to kind of make you feel stupid.
Yep.
So as much as I don't even love Shanice, I'm like, Alex, be nice. God damn.
Evolved. That's the word. He's so evolved that he has to make you feel like you're lesser than.
Just for simply talking to him. Like, are you speaking to me? This is another world you're communicating with.
Exactly.
I'm in another dimension.
I'm in a higher plane. Yes.
Yeah. Get out of here.
God.
Again, Simon, I'm obsessed with Simon wearing like a pink button up with like pink sweater and like loafers.
Yes.
Just shameless about it. Simon has met
summer.
Shanice though. He knows Shanice from when Bria and Shanice did OnlyFans pictures. That's the kind of friend Shanice is.
Right.
Shanice will get you into that kind of shit, clearly.
So he knows those titties. Those are new titties to him.
Oh, good point. Excellent point. Summer sees Milo's had an accident and she alerts the whole house. She's so disgusted by it. She has to go tell everybody. And unfortunately, this gets Silas up in arms. And I think Alex jokingly says, house meeting. And Silas is like, yes, a house meeting, a full-on house meeting. And Preston's like, you are making it worse by doing this.
He is like, he cannot give up control. He just can't. It's his like toxic trait almost. Cause like, I get it. You're in the you're in the military, you're in the reserve and stuff. But it's like, you're not right now. Like, calm the fuck down. Like, we're on vacation. It's okay. The dog is here now. We didn't send the dog home, so the dog might shit everywhere. The dog might leave hair everywhere, shit everywhere.
Bria.
Just tell Bria. Just tell Simon, somebody.
She knows that she's got a dog and that may happen, so she'll go deal with it.
Exactly.
Because that's what happens. Alex tells her and she just goes and cleans it up and there's no stain. Like, it's like it never happened. But of course, the way Silas presented it was like, there is shit on a white carpet. It is not what happened.
And it was not like white either. It was like
that
like
was like one of those bamboo rug type things that's like totally wipeable and cleanable. Probably just for said issues. If they spill wine on it, things of that nature.
It's like the carpet I'm bringing my hospitality into it. It's like the carpet they have at hotels that are pet friendly. Because they know that
it's exactly that.
Stuff might happen. It just might happen. Exactly.
Now, is this house 3 stories?
Oh, I don't know.
Because they, like, right when I think I know that they're about to be downstairs, they, like, end up on another, I think it's
there is a basement,
story. Though. Okay.
Maybe that's what it could. Remember, they always like, let's go down to the basement and do pool and all that stuff. So maybe the basement plays into it.
Okay, because I feel like I can't figure out, like, who's on what floor with what rooms or whatever.
Right.
I think it's 3 stories, so whatever.
Let's go with it.
But, Jasmine has to, like, calm Silas down because he's like, I don't want to be the bad guy. And so as she goes down to be like, Bria, go clean it up. Bria's like, it's already clean. There's no stain. So she goes up to tell Silas the good news. But he's mad. He's like, you should have had my back. It's like, with what?
Right. This was not a thing. And even me, I'm the hardest on Bria there is. But, like, it's not a thing. She cleaned it up. It's fine. Whatever.
She cleaned it up, and also I kind of get Silas being worried because the last time he talked to Bria, she was like, he's being mean to me and he's yelling at me. But now you're going to take it to a point where, like, you can't even be like, Bria, the dog shit on the floor.
Right.
Without being like, we're going to have a house meeting. Everyone is going to take a vote on whether or not they want to kill Milo.
God. And you know what? Both sides, like, this is one thing, like, 2 things true at once. I understand him, like, not wanting to approach Bria directly because I wouldn't either. If we had that, like, whole blowout where you're controlling, you're this, you're that, okay, then let me tell you, maybe you'll communicate it with her. Yeah. I'm not going to deal with that. But also, like, we don't need a house meeting. We don't need any of this. Like, Silas, calm down. We don't need it.
Yeah, no, it's not necessary.
It's a lot.
The girls have like a cute couch and cheese moment. And Jordan, that's when she's like, I'm not interested in pursuing a relationship with Amir. And I was like, what? I really thought you were. Like, I was, but I guess saying yes to someone doesn't equate wanting a relationship. I don't know. I don't want to be insensitive to that.
Right. I don't know.
I don't know. Shanice brings up, though, the situation with her ex and calls it cyberbullying. And it's like describes it as just a really horrible time. And I forgot it was with an actor. And so I bet like that fan base was like, she's like, they were coming for me and like saying they're going to kill me.
Okay. Let me just say it because this I was a little weary about. Now I watch Insecure live every week for the 5 seasons it was on. I love Insecure. I love Issa Rae. One of the best shows. I think HBO is like fantastic. If I couldn't pick that man out of a lineup, if you put him on that show, so like where all these like fans came from, I have no idea. I don't know him from other stuff either. So that's what confused. Because when they said like, the headline, they said Insecure actor. And they didn't say his name in there. That was the thing too. Because like if he was known, they would have just said his name.
He would have just said his name.
Actor.
Exactly.
Right. And so I don't know. Like these fans, like where did they come from? It has to be those people that just like troll the message boards, looking for drama, like the Reddit pages, and looking for the mess to grab onto to attack and ruin somebody's day. Because like, who the fuck is he?
Who is he?
I'm sorry, but who is he?
Jasmine tells Shanice that she should definitely address this with Alex because being a good producer, that's what she's doing. She's just being a good little producer.
Yep.
The guys and the girls go out separately and Shanice flashes her tit when they're in the confessional. They do like a titties on 5 and she literally pops out the titty. So that's what this bitch wants you to see her boobs.
It's like the
she did it
fourth
with
time
Amir,
this season. Yes.
Where she's like, you have no choice. Here's my boobs. Sorry about that. Ooh, are you embarrassed? Are you uncomfortable? It's like, well, if you have to ask, then you probably can assume they are.
Party. It's like her party trick. It's weird. It's like, what is happening?
And as I'm not really a prude, but like I don't need to see your tits all the time.
Nor do
unless we are swimming, which is why like later it gets really stupid with Bria.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
It's so stupid. I appreciate Jasmine. Her dress is sexy, but it's a turtleneck. So when she was sitting at the thing, I was like, look at her in her turtleneck. Like, I forgot that it was a hot, sexy dress. Like, she looks amazing, but like...
It's weird that I noticed that too for some reason. Yeah. I don't know why.
I was like, a turtleneck? Oh, and it's a dress. Okay, a little different. But from just up to the neck, I'm like, is this a turtleneck sweater? Like, what is she wearing to this girl's thing?
Let me ask, do we know when this show was filmed, like during what month? Or because I know it's 15 days total, so
it looks cold.
I was about to say 3 weeks. That is not 3 weeks, like 2 weeks and a day, whatever. Yeah, but it was this time. Yeah, and like remember, like during Mariah's moon mass or whatever, everyone was like, "Oh, it's so cold" and all this kind of stuff. So I get location wise, I guess I get it, but like, when the hell was this? Like, was this actually like fall house or like early spring house? Like, what is this? What was
good
this?
Point. No, that's an excellent point.
I'll find out. I'm gonna slide in some DMs and find out. I need to know.
They're very sweet. The whole cast.
Yes,
they're so grateful, and like it's a good time to get in with them. Silas then complains though. They get to their guys thing, and he explains that they have a routine and their routine is off, and I'm in normal routine and she's in like vacation mode. Well, aren't they on a vacation?
Exactly. I'm like, that's what she's supposed to be on, right?
So you just sound like an asshole again because she's on vacation, and he brings up her burning the breakfast, and he's like, I mean, I could have made it, but that's just not a routine. And I love Nick for this. He goes, so to sum it up, where's my breakfast? And he's like, no. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's what you just basically said. And so Jason thinks he's helping, and he jumps in and he's like, let's maybe not settle into these routines so fast. Like, you guys are pretty damn new.
Right.
You can see Silas's eyes change, and he's like, you are now my enemy. So he innocently asks, what's your type? And then Jason's like, oh, ambition, whatever. And Silas goes, you are so nice, but it's true that nice guys finish last. I'm like, all right, you are looking real petty and insecure.
It just like what? Like you're at this point, it almost feels like you want to be the villain of the show.
Yeah.
It's like, let Bria have it. She's got it. It's her natural personality.
Let Bria have it. Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
She's handing it to you in a silver platter. All you have to do is be cool, dude.
All you have to do is be cool.
Like,
that's it.
Because Jason then goes to respond, and Silas is like, he's just looking for ways to insult him. And when he Jason's like, I don't know, I just want a real connection. He's like, all these women around here have something going on. If you listen too much, you wouldn't get any pussy. What?
Like, whoa. First of all, I can't believe in like 2023 or 2022, I guess, when they filmed this, but I can't believe that someone would come on TV and like say such a, it almost feels like a Vanderpump Rules character saying this out loud. Like, it's like, whoa, where did this come from? I don't believe someone actually has the capacity to say this out loud on TV anymore. It's so weird.
It was shocking.
It was September too, by the way, in the Northeast. So maybe.
Okay, yeah. So it's becoming fall-ish.
Yep, fall house. There we go.
But Jason's like, I just had a fucking baby, okay? You think I'm going to be out here fucking? Like, I've already clearly done, I'm suffering the consequences of just getting out there and having fun. So I'm going to need you. He says, I got a lot of stuff going on, so I'm going to need you to be present for that. But then ladies buy them shots. And Amir's like, you don't get to take a shot, Silas. You don't get to get any free drinks from anyone.
That would have been me. Like, no.
You don't get to enjoy this.
Exactly. You've been acting a whole asshole about your wife getting drinks from people in clubs. Oh, no. You sitting at back. I love that the women in the background were so excited that they were going to be on TV. They were like, yeah,
They're like, we will sign that waiver right now.
Right now.
You can use my whole face. And then Silas isn't even wearing his ring. And they all give him shit. They're like, are you who was all freaking out about your wife going out with her girlfriends? You're not even going to wear your ring?
Right. Wild.
Okay. Wild.
Do you think we're going to get a reunion?
I don't know.
I doubt it, right?
I doubt it. It doesn't feel like, maybe a Watch What Happens Live. I'm worried about that because like, will they all be there? Because sometimes what they do in lieu of that is they just keep having like 2 cast members at a time be on as like their version of wrapping up the show. And I was like, no, I want them all in a room. I want them screaming at each other.
Do it below deck style. Just get them up there with those high ass chairs in the clubhouse and talk to them. Just bring it on.
In the high ass chairs. Exactly. I do love that the girls have turned it into like such debauchery, like rolling into the bushes and that type of shit, because I have a lot of fun memories like that with friends where like you get so drunk that you can't stop laughing and then you like fall over from laughing and then it was fun. But Jordan, of course, is the one babysitting and she's like, how about that, Silas?
Right. Huh? She's like, I'm not the problem, okay?
Yeah.
It's not me. It's your wife. No.
Yeah, exactly. She's the one who wants to go wild.
Exactly.
Nick and Amir troll the fuck out of Silas for not wearing his ring on the way home. Like anytime he's like, what is it cool the baby that I took it off? They're like, no. And they like throwing things at him. It was good. Yeah, don't let up. Let up. Give him all the shit.
Apply pressure. Foot on neck right now.
Bria and Shanice are literally like, they get back to the house, are rolling on the floor and being wild. And Bria's like, that's why I love Shanice, because she just fucking like matches my energy. Right? So then they get into the pool, they skinny dip. Now they're in the hot tub. The guys get home and they are putting on their bathing suits and stuff, but they also know how the house is like a disgusting mess.
Yes.
And Summer's not in the hot tub. She's in the kitchen with Silas, and he actually asks, "Were there any males around?" And she's like, "Well, we were outside, so yes."
Right.
There were some males.
Can't avoid them.
There.
And guess what? They had penises too. I'm sorry to tell you. It happens.
Like, what are you, dude? And I keep thinking he's kidding. Because it's so ludicrous what he's saying. You know, it's like, this has to be a joke, but he's not.
Right.
And then Jasmine's just like, I have no interest in doing this. Like, she's like, I don't care what you did. How about that? And he's like, his nostrils flare. He's like, he's just seething.
Right.
But then, so Bria goes inside and Shanice is in the hot tub. She's like, can I get naked in front of Simon? And Simon says, I need to ask Bria first. But Shanice doesn't wait. She gets naked and she's like jumping in the pool. And Bria comes out and sees it. And she's like, really? And then she goes inside and I can tell Summer does not really like Shanice because she walks in and she's like, Shanice is out there naked in front of my boyfriend. And Summer goes, of course she is.
She's that friend ready to turn on him in a drop of a hat.
Yeah, she's like, because she doesn't know her, right? Summer's only connection is to Jasmine. And this is her first time meeting Shanice. Shanice like got there and is already acting up. And I can tell she's just like, I don't like her.
Did Summer go to girls' night, or was it just the 4 of them?
Yeah, she went to girls' night.
She was
that's how memorable she was.
Oh, because I do not remember her being.
Yeah,
okay.
she was dancing and having fun and stuff, but like she wasn't falling on the ground and like rolling everywhere and stuff like that. So that seals the show.
Gotcha.
But Bria, the way Bria walks out, like you can just tell, like she's like, I am coming with aggression and anger and feel it. I want you to feel it. And she's like, you got naked in front of my man? And Shanice is way too drunk to understand what's going on. She's like, we were just naked together. Mm-hmm. Now, really love Shanice, but I do agree that this is so fucking confusing. And Jordan is right to be like, I am so over this every fucking night, aka Bria turning something small into something huge and having to pout, and it's exhausting.
Like
you were just naked.
I can see both points of view on this. I get it. You might not want this girl like naked in front of your man. Fine. But the biggest thing that irked me about this scene was Bria kept making it a point to say, and they just let her do it.
Yes.
Why would they like openly try to stop her, another grown ass person from doing what they want to do? Like, who are
doing
you?
What you seem to like to do too.
Hello?
So,
she's your friend, the one you say is so much like you and the life of the party. Why wouldn't you expect this? And from what we know now, it's not his first time seeing him. So what's the big deal?
So it's like you're just drunk and overreacting. And I think that the reason it carries over so much is that she's like embarrassed and needs to stick with it. And she's like, anyway, she then upstairs, she's like yelling at Simon, and he's just going, I agree. No, you're right. Totally. And she goes, then get out of my face. Like, he is not anywhere near it.
No.
Not
so
at
weird.
all.
He's just someone that's used to dealing with this. You know, people that have been in a relationship for so long, and it's just like, okay, yep.
This is normal.
This is how she reacts. Which could never be me. She
was even telling him when he came in to be like, what's wrong? She's like, if you don't go upstairs, you can get the fuck out of this house. And he just went upstairs.
Weird. So weird. I'd like, all right.
I get a drunk blow up. I will give her that. Have a bad drunk moment the night of. That's kind of what great TV is.
But she committed.
But the next morning, she doesn't remember much, but she knows she's still mad at Shanice. And then she goes around talking to various people.
She's rallying the
them
troops.
to be like, you are totally right. She even calls her mom, and her own mom is like, I just think they were having fun, and it like isn't a big deal. And she talks to Preston. He goes, you're not the common denominator in any of this. And she's like,
Thank you. Thank you.
He's like, you're the only one that's had all the issues.
You
are the problem.
God.
You are the fucking problem.
It's me. Hi.
Yes, hi.
You're the problem, Bria. Sorry.
We get a little tennis with Amir, Shanice, Alex, and Jordan. It's cute. Not much to say, but it's cute. Bria, though, she's like, I'm not going to this group dinner because I am mad at everyone. Well, this is a boring trip for you then, girl. Just like she has spent most of it pouting in her room.
Right.
Honestly, like this is like the third time. So you are not meant for this, honey.
No, you're not cut out. Get out of here. Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
But then Silas and Jason is like, stop over directing me with this fucking table. They're trying to move a table from inside to outside. And Silas is like, no, lift it up that way. No, turn it to the right. And he's like, I don't need this much fucking instructions to lift a table.
Right.
But then this is where Silas would win the audience back if he would just hear these notes. Because he's like, this is because I was, in the army, and this is because of X, Y, and Z. This is just who I am. If he could be like, you know what? And I know I do that, and I'm going to work on it.
Right.
Because there's nothing, like if you're having constant complaints about this, take some notes and just be like, I will work on this. I will, you guys don't seem to enjoy this very much.
Right.
But instead he's like, just deal with it. Then he gets mad at Jasmine when Jasmine comes up. And he's like, you just left me there. Just like let them think that I'm just trying to dictate things. And she's like, okay.
God.
I can't help that that's what you were doing.
Oh, man.
Then he tells her what not to wear. Then he's like, don't wear flowy pants and flowy shirt with flats. She's like, I don't even own flats. Okay. Right. So then she wears a tight dress, which I'm like annoyed by that she like gave it to him. He's such a dick.
She should have worn a freakum dress, as a matter of fact. She should have worn something that
Mumu, she should.
Yes, the complete other direction.
How about this, huh?
Right.
Why the hell did Alex think like this came out of nowhere? But he says to Jordan, he's like, Jordan, you're looking thick.
Weird.
Sir.
And I have to think that this plays into next week.
Yeah.
I have to think it plays into next week's episode because what?
Well, because then I feel like the only reason he tells her that when they first got there, she was sort of assigned to a person is because he's like, I'm about to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to know that this was said. I want to see how you feel about that. But then she goes, I thought it was clear that I wasn't hooking up with anybody. And I'm like, it wasn't. I did not know that. I genuinely thought you were scoping it out. So this is good to know because I didn't know that. I don't know if she means to be flirty, but she is. Yeah.
And the Alex thing, for me, this felt so out of place.
Yeah.
Because of where they are. And they all they live around the same place and all this kind of stuff. So it's weird. Like in the South, it's so crazy because it's such a compliment to tell someone they're getting thick.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
It's the goal.
and so you hear it here and it's just a normal thing to say, but I've never heard that used on TV almost. I'm like, so hearing him say that, it's like, where did you think you were? Why would you think that she, not even to stereotype Playboy bunnies, I guess. Why would you think someone that was a Playboy bunny or something like that would want to hear, oh, you're getting thick?
Yeah.
What?
It's like, thank you. No, I have no idea what to say to that.
Right.
Okay, so they sit for this dinner, though, and Shanice is late, and she's like, you know what? If I'm going to get in trouble for showing my tits, then I might as well just do it all. And so there she is, no shirt on. She comes out onto her balcony, and it's just no one knows what to do. Not one. Maybe that's just the way they edited it, but it seems like all of them are like, what?
We heard Jasmine though say, okay,
she
now
says,
I'm annoyed.
I got a problem with that.
Don't blame her though, because we were all drunk last night having fun, all that kind of stuff. Everybody had to fun stuff, but now you're purposely flashing her husband, these guys in relationships and stuff. Now you're trying to make it a problem because it's
exactly.
Drunk times you can explain away, fine, it's okay, whatever. We all had fun. You remember this and that? No, now it's fully sober the next day. Now you're trying to, in an attempt to make Bria mad, you're about to isolate yourself and piss everybody off. So I hate that they keep giving Bria ammunition. That's really my problem with all of this. God.
And so next time we see Silas yelling at Jasmine for ironing his pants incorrectly, which I'm like, listen. And then Jordan's going to have this issue. She's going to be crying and saying that they have sexualized her more than once. And she's going to say, I'm tired of being labeled by these men and not having any say. And somehow I keep ending up in the bullshit. I just got to know what sparks that. Because I have too many thoughts without knowing what really happened.
Same.
And I don't want to judge it. Let's go right into Atlanta.
Okay. And hopefully your first note is that montage they put together because we got to talk about it.
Yep.
We got to talk about it.
They do a remix rewind. And they take us back to 2011 when we first met Marlo. And they're giving us a history of the relationship between Marlo and Kandi. I have seen the many uproars that Nene was completely omitted. This must still be quite a tricky legal situation if that's what they're doing. What are your thoughts?
So, to give context, we all thought, at first it was kind of whoa, what the hell? That's not, longtime viewers know that that's not what that is. So, of course, we all started shouting Nene erasure. Okay, y'all hate Nene. If you thought Nene was ever going to come back, she's not because look at this. Now they're acting like she isn't on the show. Then, I don't know if it was Tamra that first said it or if people in the comments or what, but Tamra got on someone's page. I don't know whose when she saw the post. And she said, well, maybe it has something to do with the legal case. Maybe she said it's part of her settlement. Because why did I think she had got some kind of settlement too? Did that not happen? Was it just dismissed?
It was just dismissed.
I don't know what. There was a story going around that she had gotten a settlement or something. So that's weird. So maybe that's where Tamara got it from too. But she said maybe it's a part of her settlement. She can't be shown. They don't use her likeness. All this kind of stuff. But Nene actually responded today. And she tweeted, she said, "Thank you, Tweety Pies, for all your DMs and comments. I see everything you're sending me. It's really just a shame people can do these things and get away with it. If you only knew. If you only knew." So obviously, this isn't a part of any legal battle. It seems like it's just something that's gotten personal now, and they did not want to remember it. I definitely think it could be like something where it's tricky grounds where it might be like, well, they're still using her likeness for this or something like that. But
exactly,
the thing that makes it icky to me, at least, because I'm the person, I keep telling everybody, Nene's not coming back. I fucking love Nene like everyone else, but we got to get over it. She's not coming back.
Gotta get over
I don't think this is going to be a thing. But my whole thing was showing that opening like title card was not necessary for that montage. So that's what makes it feel like it's personal.
Oh,
that's what makes it feel like it's some kind of vendetta, because that whole montage would have had the same effect as it would have the exact same effect had it not been that like the five of them, as if Nene hadn't like made the show. Like it was weird at that point. So I don't know. I
didn't catch that title card thing.
You didn't see it the first time. It was so weird. Also, such a random thing. Like I feel like you is like you're not you, but like you like the average viewer that might not have watched back then. The way they were lined up on that title card without Nene, they looked so out of place, because it was literally going from like Cynthia, the tallest, all the way down to Phaedra, the shortest, and it was just like, oh, that's weird, but whatever. But I don't know, it's icky. It's icky and murky.
Yeah. What, again, we've already said this. We know Nene's not coming back. Like
right.
once you sue them like she did and make the accusations that she did, they're going to be like, okay, we're done. It's such a shame, because we watched Nene get more and more paranoid as the years went by. Like she was the breakout star. Then she got like, it wasn't too deep in, because obviously they bring in new housewives and stuff. So she was so wary of new people, thinking they were using her for drama and using her for storyline, which is a valid fear, because it's a real thing people do. But it got to be so difficult to get any fun out of her towards the end, because she would just sit in the reunions and just be like, there was there were fun reunions where she would do that, where she was like, I cannot be bothered kind of vibes. But those last years, it was just like, she hates this. Yeah. She hates everything about this. She thinks everyone's out to get her. And I think that was partly just in her head.
I do. So I think so much like plays into this, like the I don't know what you want to call it, the getting rid of Nene of it all. One, I think that the fandom, first of all, was rooting for Nene to leave, because they felt like she was, above it all. And so I know now people are like trying, oh no, I always wanted Nene. She's a star, bring her back. But like, no, I remember y'all were all like rooting to get rid of Nene. Y'all did not want her on the show anymore. Y'all said she was a diva. She doesn't seem like she's enjoying it, yada, yada, yada. That's one thing. I also think the introduction of Kandi was the worst thing that happened to Nene, because one, and probably the biggest thing, Kandi has big favor with Bravo. They love them some Kandi beer. You can't tell because of the way this episode was edited, though. But they love them some Kandi Burruss. They're gonna, if she wants a spinoff, she just has to pitch it. She's gonna get it. They love them some Kandi Burruss, and that relationship from the very beginning was not gonna go over. She has had a thing against Kandi the entire time, which I feel like plays a reason into why Marlo has such a thing with Kandi too, because she's trying to impress Big Sis. And so, Big Sis. So I feel like one, Nene probably had a big problem with her being on this show while she's not on there. So what better way to appease Big Sis than to go after the person she hates the most, Kenya and Kandi. So she's doing, I hate to say doing boss's bidding, but she's playing right into Nene's hands. And so it's a lot. Do I want Nene back? Of course I do. I want Portia back too. Portia is my queen. Y'all know this. But it's not going to happen. But this makes it feel like there's either a lot more going on behind the scenes that we don't know about, or it makes it seem like they are completely trying to like make it seem like Nene didn't, let's call a thing, like Nene didn't build Bravo because she was very instrumental in it. And I don't, like that's almost like undeniable facts. She did, it is what it is, but that whole thing feels personal when you include something that didn't need to be there for the sole fact of removing her. When you knew, you've seen us catch more stuff than you can count. You knew we were going to see that. That was going to be the first thing we noticed. We rewatch Housewives way too much for us not to notice that title card. And it's from the best seasons. 2 and, are you kidding me? 3 and 4?
Yes.
Like, what? You don't beat vintage Atlanta. And so if you didn't think we were going to catch that, then I don't know what to tell you. So so I get it when people are saying like, it feels like y'all are like purposely
it was
poking
intentional.
at her. Yes, it was
intentionally personal.
Yes.
Okay. Well done. That was great.
I'm out of breath.
It was good. It was good. That was good. Slow clap. We see the whole point, though, I guess they're trying to make is showing that Kandi and Marlo were fine from 2016 to 2019, and then 2020, and the text exchanges. Candy Yams, did you have a guy named Quentin McNeil working for you at Old Lady Gang? She says, I can't remember. I will check. Marlo goes, please do. And that right there, I'm like, well, that was an attitude. You could have just said that's whatever. So then she says, yes, but he doesn't work there anymore. And then she says, that's my nephew. He got killed last night. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. Then it shows the next day. This is previously unseen footage from August 14th of 2020. And Marlo goes to Kandi's in a great mood. Fantastic mood. And Kandi does the confessional where she's vouching for Marlo. Like, people may judge her because of her mugshot, but she's actually very kind-hearted, very thoughtful. She's a really sweet person. And then Marlo tells Kandi about her nephew getting in his apartment, and Kandi hugs her, and her confessional is this has to be so hard for Marlo because she looks at all her nephews like they're her own children. I can relate because I have cousins that I'm what?
Can I ask you, can you say that word on YouTube? Or you're going to have to block it out? The M word.
Murdered? Oh, yeah. I just said it again. Maybe that's why my ads keep getting limited.
And you know what? And you know why I'm like thinking about this? I watched Speak on it in preparation like for this. And Kandi like literally kept saying the K word. He got like the whole time, and her producer finally stepped in. She was like, you have to stop saying that word or YouTube is not gonna allow this video to stay up. So I was like, ooh, I meant to say it at the beginning of the episode. I was gonna say like, make sure we don't say that word because
Okay. Take 2. Marlo tells Kandi. I won't take it out if they limit my ads.
I love that.
That's fine. But good way to look out.
Yes.
Way to look out. I'm like, what
I'm here
the
for you.
M word?
Right.
Somebody was like, did I say an offensive word? Like, I'm looking through all of it. Like, did I accidentally, like, Marlo? I can't say Marlo. You're right, though. I need to be more aware of that because this is the 3rd video in like 2 weeks that they've got limited ads on. And I'm like, nothing. I say nothing different. And just today I was like,
the
what
Atlanta
is it? But now I'm like, I'm probably saying those words that they don't like to have said. I gotta, damn it, YouTube,
I know.
Guys.
It's so limiting.
It's so true. But the point is that Kandi is totally there for Marlo as much as she can be. And we talked about this not last week, but the week before. Kandi has so many people that work for her.
Right.
So if she were to, and in Atlanta, she's going to have a couple degrees of separation between almost anybody. So just because he worked at her restaurant doesn't mean that she's now like obligated to go any further than what she did, which is show her condolences and all of that.
Yep.
And it feels so tacky that Marlo's family was like, how dare she not do anything? I'm like, what? Is it because you guys are stressed out about money and you're like, well, Kandi should be paying for it? And like, why?
Right. That's exactly
really
what
fucked up. Yeah. That's like, that is it. And
can I insert right quick?
Yeah.
I want to remember, if y'all don't remember, I told y'all I posted Kandi's receipts when she talked on Speak On It. So they're on Instagram if y'all follow me on Instagram. But remember, they cut out. See, this is why I think that my theory is that I think they're really like actually no, this is Brandon Good's theory. So shout out Brandon Good. But I think
Brandon Good, love him. Love every episode you guys do.
Thank you. He says that he thinks what is it? Oh, he thinks that the network, they made her work so hard for this peach, she finally got it, and now they'll look bad if she like flounders with the peach. And so it feels like they're giving her like, they're trying their hardest to give her a good edit. It's just that the fans aren't falling for it. And so they like literally like no one is gonna go against Kandi with this whole like what should Kandi have done here? Like, we don't know. Doesn't make any sense. So it feels like they're really trying to like, they're like, okay, Kandi makes the most money. She's good. She'll take it, whatever. Let's try to give Marlo a good edit to where we can keep her going with the mess and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, the text messages, they omitted. Oh, that's why I said that, because along with the good edit thing, they purposely like omitted good portions of this text message exchange between Kandi and Marlo. So if y'all don't remember, it was Marlo reaching out saying, Kandi Yams, did you have a guy named, whatever, working for you at Old Lady Gang? Kandi says, I can't remember. I will check. Marlo says, please do. She said, yes. But he doesn't work there anymore. Marlo said, wow, that was my nephew. He got the K word last night. Kandi said, oh, really? You can kind of tell it came through when she said that was my nephew. She said, oh, really? But then her next text message is, what? With like a million question marks and exclamation marks. And she said, how? She said his mom said, just said he worked there. And then she said roommate, meaning I'm guessing the roommate is the one that, did the K-ing. And then she said S word, bang, bang, him twice. And then that's when Kandi said, damn, I'm sorry to hear that.
Bang, bang.
I'm like treading lightly over here. But so it's like, it feels, a lot of this feels so icky because it's like, not like the Nene erasure thing, it already kind of put us off on bad footing. It's like, ooh, that's weird. But then this whole like purposely ignoring the text message thing, I wonder how that's going to play with the producers. Like, I wonder if they're going to give Kandi a bad edit at the reunion, or if they're going to like try to, they're going to be mad at her for like revealing more than they should. I don't know what, but I'm a little nervous for Kandi in the off season because she's literally having to like fight for her life to clear her name when they're trying to give like Marlo a good edit. It's kind of sad.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
And I don't know if you guys who follow me on Instagram saw that you have to check out the clip I posted from Carlos's latest Atlanta recap.
Oh, I watched that.
Yeah, I agreed with him. I agreed that it's so transparent that it's just producers, aka Marlo being a producer puppet, trying to get Kandi activated with this thinly veiled fake story.
Yes.
Weaponizing her nephew's death.
Ugh.
What?
Ugh.
It's so bad. It's like, Atlanta, this isn't what we do over here.
Right.
This
we
isn't
like the
Beverly
light and the
Hills.
shade and the hilarious. It does feel Beverly Hills-ish. And I hate that. I mean,
it's like a Lisa Rinna move. It's very Lisa Rinna. It's like, you know what? I know I've seen you every single day for the last 2 years, but remember that thing that happened 2 years ago? I'm mad at it now.
Right.
It's like, why? Because cameras are up and you need a storyline? Okay, exactly. Marlo. But but the other group, Sonia, Sheree, that group, they're giving it to Marlo 100%. They're like, this totally makes sense. 100%. Yes, Marlo. It's because of the shooting. Yeah, that's why. No.
And it makes me so mad because I'm one of the few people that like doesn't hate Sonia's like solo scenes. I actually like her family, so like I don't mind Sonia as a housewife, but shit like this, I'm just like, girl, get on the right team.
She doesn't
what are you
stand
doing?
For the right shit.
No,
damn
it's so weird. I will now. Some of my takes when we get towards the fight at the end.
Yep, same.
They might,
I know exactly where.
Yes, so we'll get there.
I can be fair. I don't need to.
I can be fair.
Strip one team to the other team. Absolutely, like that's not how anyone rolls here on She Speaks Bravo. Just so we're clear. Okay. But the point is, it's the producers are like, yes, go for it, Marlo. This is great. And I'm like, and this episode, I have issues with the pacing of it and the structure of it because we already had a filler episode. Okay. And we get scene after scene of the people telling someone about the fight with Drew and Marlo, and then what Drew said to Kenya later. I don't need a recap of it. I was there. I watched the episode. So so Marlo goes out to dinner with her friends / managers, Justin and Tai. They both get titled as her managers and friends. And she starts telling them about what, Drew said incorrectly to Kenya about the story. And she's like, Marlo was giving Drew this look, when she said the incident, just like, don't even bring it up. And she's like, you can't pick and choose and just use this platform as a damn advertisement for your businesses. And I said, what did you do?
Lay archive.
Lay archive. So that's okay. Kandi has done this for too long, and she has bled for the show enough. Like, I get that we want to make fun of Kandi. I've done it myself, where I'm just like, she's really not doing enough.
Right.
But, okay, this is a really bad attempt to get her activated.
Right, exactly.
And it makes it look like it makes it look like the casting is just, they're desperate. That's what it looks like. They're like, we don't really have much else. So
to bring up something from these many years ago, because it's sometimes I know sometimes we're not rational, but I feel like production forgets sometimes that we're like rational human beings watching these shows. And so it's like, why are you bringing up something this old to like have a beef with somebody about? Like, it's so weird. Normally, like a normal reality show would just like make up a lie and like we'd go with the lie or something like that. But like they're actually bringing up something from 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Where there are text messages that like show different. It's like, and then once again, Marlo is like, my family is so pissed at Kandi for that. And I'm like, that's tacky. That's tacky as hell. Why would they think that Kandi should have done anything?
Weird.
Weird. Over at Sonya's house, though, the fight with her sister is so good. Like this, I did enjoy. Because that sister is not fucking having it. She's not dealing with this shit. She's like, I'm shocked to hear that Ross is the one who wanted us out, considering how much we help you guys.
Right.
And then Sonya, I was like, when Sonya said that, she's like, I know we get free babysitting and we're not even paying for it. I'm like, don't rub it in.
Right.
Rub it in. This is like that's not a plus. It's like, okay. Yeah. But Sonya's like, I'll talk to Ross about a realistic timeline. And her sister's like, well, we are leaving regardless. And then Sonya says something I can't understand, like under her breath. And her sister's like, the gaping hole that will be here when we leave. And then Sonya gets real petty about the mac and cheese. She's like, you can get your own mac and cheese for your own kid. So she if she's smart, she'll keep her sister around because her sister's good content.
Exactly. You know what? She might fare a little better on the show too with the audience because she seems like she's not taking crap from anybody. Sonya has kind of like, I feel like last season Sonya was a lot more like fiery than she is this season because
she's real subdued.
I think she's going the route of like trying to be a people pleaser, and I hate that for her. I'm like, oh no, like now she wants to be friends with everybody. So I don't know whether it's like to try to secure her spot or what it is, but girl, it didn't work out for Teddy Mellencamp. Don't try it. Don't pivot, Sonya.
Pivot. So now we have a scene where Kenya goes with her friend Akila to the Kenya Moore hair care location, the site, and it's going to be amazing. That's great. She talks about how that guy Roy she's been talking to, it's not really going anywhere. And I pointed this out maybe on the first episode, maybe with you, I can't remember. But Akila, when Kenya was talking about Roy, Akila was like, there's also a lot of other men out there. And so I feel like Akila knew, like, this isn't what she thinks it is. Like, it's not going to go anywhere. But then she tells the story about Kenya kicking her door in, and I was going to be cordial, but so we get that scene. Then we go to Sheree's where we meet Cairo's baby. Adorable.
Like, what a beautiful family.
how the hell did that baby stay asleep during that whole molding of the hand ornament thing?
Right.
That baby was just like, do what you got to do.
And that did not seem like they pressed his hand like nearly hard enough either to like get that molding. A lot. I need to like look into that because I don't know what the hell that was actually.
Yeah. Right.
This was but this scene was wild to me because it's always, there was a lot of nostalgia in this episode, like from them like starting off with that montage to this. Yeah. It is wild to me. I've been watching this show for 15 years.
Long enough for him to now have a fucking kid.
Right? That is, when they showed the flashback of him like season 1, I was like,
right?
Whoa, who is that? Like,
right?
It's wild. I can't take these kids growing up.
He grew fast too. Like when we first meet him to the net, like he was such a kid.
He had a growth spurt, like at some point
yes.
one of these like seasons.
Yes.
Because he shot up. Like he shot to like being like 6'5", like over the course of a season. It was like, good God.
This scene was very sweet. I won't talk any shit about it because this scene actually was something different. Sheree cries talking about how good a dad. She never cries. We know Sheree rarely cries, so she cried about how good of a dad he is and how she never had that, and just she's so proud. But then we go to Drew's house, and Drew then tells Ralph all about what happened with Marlo. And I'm like, we just don't need this many establishing scenes.
Right.
We really don't. Like, we are wasting precious time here. And you already gave us a filler episode. And it's really, I'm disappointed. I'm not going to lie. I'm disappointed.
It makes it feel like the past 2 episodes too were for nothing because
that's what I'm saying.
We go on this like trip and then we come back and it's like, oh, okay, we're back where the other cast members are. So like now let's talk about our established timeline. It's like, what is happening?
I thought the exact same thing. I'm like, so we didn't even need last week. Like, you guys aren't even utilizing anything except for the fact that Marlo kicked the door. But like, we need to cut this down, guys.
Right. Ugh.
But then we get Marlo and the boys doing the life coach homework, and I just feel like she's forcing these kids to do so much bullshit for camera.
Yeah, it feels like she's coaching them off camera too.
Yeah,
because I hate to say this too, but it feels to me when we watch these scenes, like I loved like hearing them like I feel like last season we got like some good honest chat out of them.
Yeah,
this season feels like every scene is them like hugging her. You're the best Muntie ever. You're changing so much. Like this kind of stuff. It's like, okay, Marlo, like this whole good edit shit is like we're not buying it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
But no
kids want to sit around and do this, but they're giving it to her though. The younger one especially, he's really into it and he's really sweet. But the older one's like, I will read my lines that are on this page.
Exactly.
Fine.
No.
Then we go to Candy's house. Todd and his damn movie.
Damn movie.
Kandi FaceTimes Kenya to be like, what are we wearing? Like, what is this event? Like, what are we doing? This escape room thing. And then Kenya has to tell Kandi what Drew told her about the Marlo incident.
God. Oh, wait a minute. Again, though, this is yet another time where we get a FaceTime call where someone's like completely in like costume makeup.
Yes,
like, where is Kenya?
Kenya has this red hair and red lips. She's at Brooklyn's party and it's like there's like swimming involved.
That's
I'm
right.
like, so is she Ariel?
She's got to be Ariel then. That's why I was like, she's a Little Mermaid? Like, what is this? So now that makes sense. There was a pool like in the back. I love the fact that Kandi sent the kids, but didn't go.
She sent the kids.
That's some shit I would do. I'd be like, girl, I ain't coming to that.
The way she said that. She's like, are the kids having fun? I sent them.
Right.
I sent them there. That was so funny.
Love that.
But Kandi knows exactly what Marlo's fucking doing. She just knows. She's like, she's pulling up shit from a long time ago because this somehow ties into it. And it's just an excuse to drag my businesses. Now, Todd, is he alive? Because he's like barely able to. He's like, she just wants attention. Like, first he was doing security without any speaking whatsoever at the first event.
Right.
Now he's just like, I will film a little bit, but I truly need to work on my script.
Do you think the Mama Joyce thing at BravoCon just broke him? Just broke him in half. He's just like, you know what? I'm tired.
Yeah, and he's like, because it's going to be the same thing no matter what I do. I'm going to, like, he's like, please don't make me do this anymore. But he looks over it. He's like, okay, I get this is our paycheck, and I know I love a paycheck, but.
That's what it is. Can I, before we move on to the next scene, can I just say, this is so ridiculously off topic, but Kenya, obviously she threw this Little Mermaid themed party for Brooklyn. Nothing in this world stresses me out more than a child's pool party.
Dude, I don't know.
I don't even know what it is, but like I would have such anxiety inviting other people's children to a pool, and like I know if I invite you, you have to stay. If you bring your child, you're responsible for watching them, because the thought of like someone's child being in my hands around a pool, I don't know why that freaks me out so much, but I'm like, and seeing other people throw pool parties, I'm like, no.
I'm going to say something because I learned this when I was in Boston for the 4th of July one year, like over 10 years ago. And I went to my first.
That was a drunken mess.
Oh, yeah. I went to my first cookout. I'm like, I don't even know what a cookout is because I'm from LA. We do barbecues and people are on diets. So I was like, what's a cookout? But there was a lifeguard. And I was like, why is there a lifeguard? And my friend said, well, there have been so many incidents with kids drowning at parties. So if you have kids, so I guarantee Kenya had not maybe 2, I bet she had 2 lifeguards.
Probably, okay.
Because that is exactly, you're not incorrect to be freaked out about that because they really can drown.
Right.
So yes. A lifeguard necessary.
There was an incident here that like made the news, and it traumatized me. I was like, oh no. Because can you imagine dropping your kid off at someone's pool party and getting that call? Like, oh my God. Let's move on. Like, no, let's go. Because it's like, I can't imagine.
No, but you are correct to be worried about that. But it's like a thing. If you have kids in a pool, like you have
get
a lifeguard.
Yes, okay.
Because it's just not an option. Because you're going to look away at some point. You're not going to watch the entire time, and their job is just to watch. Mm-hmm. And maybe they're hot too, and then you have the eye candy. It's a
Paxton
win-win.
Hall Yoshida. I don't know if any of y'all watch Never Have I Ever, but Paxton Hall Yoshida. That's what I want it to look like. Right there.
I do not watch Never Have I Ever. Should I?
It's you know what? It's so funny because the cast says all the time that they have so many like fans that like aren't in high school or in college, like around that age. But they say they love it so. And it's such a cute show. Like I love it because Davey,
it's
the
about
main
high
character. Yeah, it's such a mess. It's like from freshman year. It's 4 seasons from freshman year to like graduating senior year. It's such a mess. She's a mess, but it's a cute show. Like I love it.
It's a cute show. It's a cute little program.
Mm-hmm. You should watch a couple episodes and see if you're intrigued.
I'm also going to watch Love Island US, I've decided.
Yeah!
Yeah.
We haven't gotten a premiere date, though. I don't know when it's coming back.
Yeah, I need to watch, like, last season just so that I understand, like, the vibe.
Yes, they're all out there, too. Last season, don't watch 1 through 3. Do not watch 1 through 3.
That's what I've heard. I've heard.
4 is when it went over to Peacock, and it got good for US. UK, you can watch any of those seasons. And
in fact, the early seasons are when they still were drinking heavily and didn't regulate. Like the early seasons of Love Island UK, they were just like, drink all you want, get wasted.
Oh, they would show them under those sheets. Like they would put Silas and Jasmine to shame under those sheets on Love Island. So
that was like when I watched Geordie Shore, and I was like, they are fucking. I am watching these people fucking. Like, oh my God, they're barely covered. Mm-hmm. It was amazing television. I was so into it. Like, yes, get laid, do it all the time. Like, I'm watching it all. It was a lot. I mean, we get a little bit of that on Summer House, but like Summer House, the main one, they've all just like pretty much stopped having sex under the sheets. They go into the bathroom now because they know there's no cameras in there, and I'm like, well, that's
the Hannah and Dez effect. Yeah.
That was traumatizing.
It was.
Okay, so Drew gets to the Courtney event with the escape room thing. Drew is giving Courtney life. It was a little uncomfortable. It was very much like fake friends who were trying to be super friendly, like over the
cousin.
Yes, it was gross. I was like, stop it, Drew. I don't like this. But
ooh, what? You know what I just thought about? What would be a fantastic storyline, either for the reunion or for next season, if they keep Courtney around and Courtney is acting as like Ralph's earpiece.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, when Drew comes and tell the girls like something, and Courtney's like, well, he told me that you do this and that. Like, ooh, that'll be some good TV. Make that happen. Make that happen
to me. That
so she
I'm
keep calling
into.
him Cousin Ralph. Shut up.
Yeah.
God.
Marlo comes in and says hi to Drew, and Drew's like, okay, not happening. Not happening. Monietta's cool enough with Marlo, so that's good. But I noticed everyone's in like a cute outfit, but Kandi took this shit serious. She shows up in black sweatsuit.
You know what this is like? Kandi came to fight. This is like a Bad Girls Club or a Zeus reunion where they come, like, it's so fun. They show up in sneakers, sweatpants, and everything. They're like, no, I'm not here to look cute. I'm not. Natalie Nunn is so funny.
Fight you.
Yes, on like this most recent Baddies reunion, Natalie Nunn like flat out said, she's like, this isn't the Housewives. I came to fight. She's like, that's why I'm wearing this. She's like, we had camo pants, a little t-shirt on, sneakers like Nike. She's like,
this
no,
is
I
not
came
the
to fight.
Housewives. That's amazing.
Her exact quote. She's like, this is not the Housewives.
That's fucking amazing. Wow, I love that. Kandi shows up and her mood is no joke. Everyone's like, hi, Kandi, are you okay? She's like, no. But then right away she's like, Marlo, what is this with your nephew or your cousin? And Marlo goes, let's you and Drew and me go talk. And I'm like, why the three of you?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's just, it shows
because it's made its way through the whole group now. So why are we like
talk in front of
leaving people
everybody?
out? Right.
And also, Drew, like, are you going to, you're going to take them both on?
Right.
So that did not make sense to me right there. And so Kandi heard she was upset with her for not sending flowers to your cousin or something. And then Marlo goes, it was my nephew. And then she tells the story. The fact that she goes immediately into Candy's asking what happened with her. Why are you saying this shit? And she corrects her, but then she goes to, so here Drew is saying it's the incident. And yet when it comes to me, you can say shooting, you can say stabbing, you can say whore. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't explain the original issue Kandi is having where she is like, what did I do here? What did I do wrong? Wait. So she's
issues.
Yeah. So then she references 2 years ago and says that, you just didn't seem like you wanted to deal with it when I came over. And Kandi cuts her off and says, like, how are you connecting? But like how are you connecting your cousin's shooting to me? Like, this has nothing to do with me.
Right.
Then Marlo even goes for a further stretch in her confessional, and she's like, I'm mad at you because you ignore things and people allow it, and they allow you to get away with it.
Girl, shut up.
I'm like, so? Ignores what? This is so lame.
It's so stupid because I'm telling you, out of place, it does feel weird for Marlo, like for this to be her issue, but when you think about it from the lens of like her doing Nene's work, it makes sense because this is probably an issue that Nene had with Kandi forever. She probably, Kandi's the golden child. She's the one that Bravo loves and all this kind of stuff. And so
she always said that too.
Why do some people always get spinoffs and other people have to yada yada yada? It's her whole thing, and it feels like Marlo is carrying a bone, and she's grossly using her nephew to do it. So gross.
It's really, really, it's just, how is no one going like, why are you talking all the time about your cousin who died or your nephew who died? It's like, this isn't a plot point, but she's connecting it because she's like, how come she'll say incident and not shooting? It's like, well, what? This is how you got here?
Right.
It's just so difficult to dissect this because it doesn't really make sense.
At all. And
if you're mad that Kandi has any kind of power or authority on the show where you see people kind of like cowering to her, it's because she's been here so fucking long.
Right.
She's earned it. It's not like she hasn't earned it, Same with Kenya.
And Marlo is like, she's kind of like, the cause and effect here isn't equal, but in her mind it's all the same for some reason.
And so that
she's like forgetting the fact that one, Drew and Kandi are friends. So of course Drew is going to come to her nicely about something that happened in her restaurant. If Kenya is approaching Marlo about something, yeah, it might be like rougher because they hate each other. So like, why would they be nice to you about this kind of stuff? So Marlo is just grasping at straws. She's trying to like conflate things that don't equal at all. It's so weird.
No. And Marlo then is in the middle of being like, my sister called me crying. It's like, you're doing the thing where you're like, everyone's mad at Kandi. Right. Everybody. And so Kandi interrupts and she's like, Quentin stopped working for us months before this happened. And Marlo goes, so then what does that say about your character? What? Kandi's like, what does that have to do with me? And Marlo goes, you have things on me from 23 years ago. 2 years ago, I tell you, my nephew, who used to work at OLG, got shot by a guy that he met at your restaurant. And now Kandi's like, who? Maybe it was like a patron. And Marlo's like, it was a patron. So Kandi is supposed to be guilty.
So stupid.
This is so ridiculous. She doesn't control who the employees connect with in the restaurant and become friends with. This is so okay. It's so
bizarre.
Ridiculous.
It's bizarre.
So now it starts revving up, and she does the thing where Kandi like starts to like I'm gonna choke this bitch like that shit. It's like the classic Kandi. And Kenya sees it. She's like, oh no. So they walk over, and Marlo. They're all trying to separate them, and Marlo is screaming, "You should have sent flowers."
It's so stupid.
So she did it.
You have to laugh.
What?
It's so dumb. Like, what? What?
So Kenya and Sheree are trying to break it up because Sheree's like, we are in public. Once again, we're doing this shit in public. We cannot. But Drew starts going nuts here because there's like a Marlo huddle and she's trying to like get in and she's like, she's aggressive. She has to go. Like, Drew, you're being aggressive by doing this. She's like trying to infiltrate the Marlo huddle. She's like, listen. Right. I'm like, okay, now you're taking it too far. You're kind of being a Karen right now.
Right. This is funny to me because I remember, what was it? It was one of the like after, maybe it was Speak On It. I think it was Speak On It. I don't know if Kandi had on Fatum or who she had on, but she had someone on it. And they were talking about, you remember that trip they took to like Blue Ridge last season? And they kept talking about how every time like Fatum would try to come up to Drew and like apologize to her, Drew would run off. She'd be like, security, this woman's attacking, like that kind of stuff. And it seems like Drew is like so dramatic when it comes to these things this moment I hate because Marlo, I give you shit all episode, deservingly so. But that is the smartest thing you could possibly do. When she said, I always keep my hands behind my back, that is the smartest thing because no one can accuse you of being aggressive in any way or like swinging or you're going to hit me and all this kind of stuff. No. And I love that Kandi, like when they asked her, did you feel threatened by Marlo? She's like, no. What do you mean? She's like, I'm going to beat her ass. What do you mean?
Yeah, she's like, she was probably worried about me.
You're right. Exactly. So that I hate the whole aggressive thing. We talk about that a million times. I hate that. Yes. Hate that. So Drew, no, stop that. But dumb. All of this.
Kandi's all yelling at Kenya. She's like, do not grab me when I am in the middle of this.
Now that is a relatable moment because if I'm that mad and I want to fight, do not grab me, bitch. Matter of fact, join in. Let's just jump this hole. Like, what are we doing? Like, do not grab me. No.
Totally. But then Marlo's like, are you crying to Kandi? I'm like, oh, you. I like Kandi goes, the only reason I'm crying right now is because I can't choke your ass out. And honestly, if I didn't cry when I got really mad, I could like rule the world because when I get really mad, I cry too. And it's like, damn, I look like I'm not mad, but I'm mad.
Exactly. It's a reflex, which also explains why Kandi is such an amazing R&B writer because she can tap into those emotions. She's emotional about everything.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So Kandi goes out and Marlo, this is where it just kills me with this crew. She's like, when Drew said that the incident and didn't say shooting, it was like, shut the hell up. My nephew was shot or whatever. And they're like, Yeah, that totally makes sense now. Now I totally get where you're coming from. Yeah. Sheree, Courtney, and Sonya are like, oh, okay. Yeah, I totally get it.
The worst Greek chorus in history. My God.
I'm like, what made sense? I'm literally reading a verbatim quote. She's like, I was like, shut the hell up. My nephew was shot or whatever. Like, so Kandi talks outside, but this is where I want them to get a new line for Marlo because you have so much ammunition.
Right.
They talk about the slashing of the girl's face. And I'm like, okay, like this, we got so much more to use on her.
Right. Because hasn't she been arrested like 19 times or something wild? Like, pick another charge.
And we beat it to death, and she's acknowledged it. And it's like, this does make you guys look like you're harping on shit from forever ago.
Right.
That's what it looks like. So it's giving her ammunition right now.
Exactly.
And the shady editors put in the clip of her saying in the unseen footage, don't judge Marlo for her rap sheet, basically. And they're like, see, Kandi, you said it yourself. So they're really they're shady left and right. Shady editing left and right in this last part.
Exactly.
Kandi reads the texts, and then a few days after the initial text about the nephew, Marlo's texting her, talking about like Cameo and stuff. And so Kenya's like, so she wasn't too upset then. And then she also brings up Marlo slashing someone's face. And I'm like, okay, guys, we have they're going to use all this footage and it's going to look bad. But now then Drew, she's like, Marlo was about to fight Kandi. And it was just so aggressive. And then the producers put in the shots of her with their hands behind her back, like, and then now. And Candy's like, I was not threatened. Drew. Marlo, of course, points that out too. She's like, Drew's saying I'm violent. And then because they've just shown both Kandi and Kenya bringing up her shit from 23 years ago, when Marlo complains, like, stop bringing up my past from 23 years ago. I'm like, well, it's kind of fair at this point because they've just shown you doing that.
Right, exactly.
You know? So, and the editors throw it back in there. We just saw it. And they're like, yes, just a reminder. Here's what Kandi just said. And here's what Kenya just said.
Right, exactly.
So Kandi leaves and Drew gives them the line again about how she's like, I'm from Chicago. We don't use that word because it just perpetuates that behavior. And I was so glad that they finally, because I was like, is this a thing?
No.
It's not a thing. Kenya, Vineyard, and Sonya are all like, what?
If you're watching this show, never try to follow along with Drew's logic. You know I love me some Drew, but her logic is one of the most random, ridiculous things on the planet.
She gaslights us and doesn't even realize it.
Exactly.
So Drew and Kenya, they start joking that trick's got to go. That trick's got to go. And Sonya calls them Kandi's lapdogs in her confessional, not in front of their faces, of course. No. And then they leave. And so Sheree is making fun of Monietta, Kenya, and Drew for, like, they're like, oh, wow, really? You're just going to, like, do Kandi's bidding? And then at the same time that they're inside talking about this, they're doing, like, a split screen where they're showing Kenya and Drew talking about, like, how they would physically fight someone.
This was the oddest moment. Like, what?
What are you doing?
Why did she whisper like?
Why did she whisper straight
to
the throat? Why did she whisper that?
I didn't get that at all. I don't know. And then Drew was like, "Oh," I'm like, "What? What is happening?
What are you guys talking about?"
No idea.
None of you are going to actually fight anybody.
No.
Just so we are clear.
That's so
because
random.
Also that would put you on the same level as Marlo, who you keep talking all this shit about. You're not going to do any of this. Like, just stop it.
Even Ralph earlier in the episode when Drew was like, if she gets in my face, you know, I'll have to do this and that. And Ralph's like, Marlo's a big person. Like, she's tall and
she would crush you.
Right.
So then they show Marlo crying inside because she wants them to let go of her past. And again, I'm like, well, the audience is going to forget, like, the point of this and just be like, yeah, they need to stop making fun of her for her past. Like, the issue is that Marlo is trying to say that Kandi didn't do enough for her nephew and she's a selfish person and trying to drag all this up. And it's like, that's the issue. But they gave her the ammunition. It was weird that the remaining 4 go into the rooms like as the credits were rolling. Like they really crammed that in there at the end.
This was like supposed to be the whole episode, but they're like, whoops, let's give them.
Yeah.
I fell out laughing when Marlo started breakdancing in there when she got I was like, what is happening actually? So it was, and then they get like funny.
Shot with like a bunch of paint too.
Yeah. I'm like, what is happening?
Where are we? And so next time, the next episode's going to just be like a big dinner with everyone yelling at each other.
I do enjoy those.
I do enjoy those. No one does dramatic dinners like Atlanta.
Yes. My favorite moment that we didn't talk about at the end was when Sonya and Courtney came outside and they were joining them to talk to make sure Kandi and all them were okay. Courtney tries to have this like sincere one-on-one moment with Kandi, and she's like, you know what? I'm really sorry all of this is happening to you. I really am. And Kandi just is like,
I'm leaving.
Oh, thank you, I guess. And she just gets in her car and leaves. She's like, girl, this is not the moment.
No, don't even.
I love it.
Well, I'm a little bummed. I'm a little bummed at this season. I'm not going to lie. I had high hopes. It's just moving so slow. And if this is the main story plot, I'm like, what?
I think we're getting more. It'll ramp back up. I think this like random trip to Birmingham threw things off, because I think the season was off to a fantastic start, like those first 3 episodes. But then we got these 2 episodes in Birmingham that were so weird. It was like, where's the cast? Like, what is this? And then the coming back with this heavy. Low. I know. They went back. So I'm glad they went back up after Memorial Day, because I was nervous. So they went back up, but this week will be the test. Like that we.
Yeah, I hope, because this, they're a solid. But I will blame though production if it stays like this, because it's the way they're pacing it, and it's the way they've allowed the stories and story plots to play out. Like you would think a producer would be like, I don't think you should go with this, Marlo. I think we should drop it.
Can I ask you one last question before we disconnect and leave each other's lives for like 3 seconds? Do you think Portia Williams will return next season?
I want her so bad. Give her the money.
I say give her the money too. I would love that.
I think that's a good question, because of ratings so low. They might be like, we need her.
Right. But that's another thing that I was really interested to hear Kandi say. Kandi says they're crushing it on Peacock.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she says she don't know why people like always like believe these stupid rumors. She's like, first of all, no one knows anything about a contract until after the reunion. She says, if you hear anything about people like rumored to be fired and all this stuff, she's like,
all that is shit is bullshit.
All of that. And she's like, y'all got to realize people barely watch stuff live anymore unless it's like a huge scandal. She said it's just the way TV works now. She says that the after day numbers and all this stuff, that's what really matters. And she says they are crushing it on Peacock. So I'm like, oh, well, good to know. Like that, good. I feel like that makes everybody happy, which I believe that anyway, because I feel like I always see the same amount of people talking about Atlanta. Like, when I go on like what I feel is like their main base, like where I can go to find their main base of like viewers. So like if I go like the Shade Room, the Neighborhood Talk, all like that, they're always talking about these shows. So it's like they're there. It's just I'm sure they're watching delayed. So that makes me happy, because I don't want them to go anywhere. Not that I ever thought that Atlanta was going to get canceled. Like the numbers ain't that damn low. Like let's be for real. Like stop it.
Exactly. All right. I was like, do I have another thought? No, that was it. That's it. Guys, if you're not already following Kendrick, follow him on Instagram at realitycomics2 TOO.
And Emily's on my newest episode.
Yes, we really talked a lot of shit when we
did.
Recorded. I didn't anticipate us having that much to say, but we went all over the place, just bitching
everywhere. Even we ended off with Love Island. So all you Love Island fans over there, come on.
Yes. I need to have you come on She Speaks It All to talk Love Island.
Of course, I'm waiting for my invitation. Like,
okay, next week.
I will talk about Love Island whenever you want me to. That's literally what you can't shut me out of. Like, I get tired of Bravo, but Love Island you cannot shut me up about. So I'm ready.
Yes. Okay, good. All right, guys. Love you. Mean it, and we'll see you next time. Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, would you mind leaving me a 5-star rating and review on whatever platform you are listening? If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget there's the super thanks option down at the bottom, the little button with the $sign and the heart. And also I'm on buymeacoffee.com/SheSpeaksBravo if you want to buy me a little coffee or 2 or 5. And my Patreon, that is where I'm covering all of the classic Bravo jams. If you want to follow me over there and subscribe, link is in the description. And follow me on Instagram and TikTok at She Speaks Bravo. And whoever the guest was for today, all their information is always in the episode description. So if you want to follow them and check them out, check there for the info. And any of the sponsor codes that I mentioned in this episode will also be in the description. I love you guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. And I'll see you next time. Bye.